We are going to now hear about what it was like to celebrate miles away, because we've heard what it was like celebrating down at the ground with Josh Warrington and also locally here in West Yorkshire with Dan. What about further afield? Earlier on, I spoke to one of the Leeds United fans who watched the game in a bar in his now home city of San Francisco. Chris Padden runs the LUFC Bay Area Twitter page, and he told me how it all unfolded from 5,198 miles away.
Well, it was an early start because the time difference between Leeds and San Francisco is 8 hours. So we had to find a bar that would open up at 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday for an 8 a.m. kickoff. But we managed to do that, and it was fantastic. We got 50 people come out to watch the game, which is a huge number. I think there's only about 100 Leeds fans in San Francisco in total. So it was a nerve-wracker, though. I think everyone got there, and a few people who are our regulars who come to our games to watch, a few of them stayed away. They were just too nervous to watch it all. But we had a great number, and I think overall, people went away feeling it was a worthwhile experience, because what a result.
Yeah, what a result indeed. I've got family members who did the same. They kept themselves busy for the 90 minutes. They couldn't bear to watch it or even listen to it. So I think a lot of people will feel exactly as some of your members out there felt. 8 a.m. then start for you. Are people drinking at 8 a.m? Are you even allowed to drink at 8 a.m?
They are, yes, absolutely. I'm not sure if you're allowed to, but they were. And just settle the nerves. I feel we've got a great bar. The San Francisco Athletic Club opens up early for us. The owner's actually a Liverpool fan, so he was excited about that game. But so they open up early. People are drinking. There's a bit of coffee as well, but it's a bit of Leeds. You know, most of the people who come are from Leeds, and there's a handful of Americans who've come to us recently, and a few people who are actually on holiday who are finding somewhere to watch the game as well. But it does literally feel like you're with people who know what's going on, and they're all invested. And so I think like in Leeds, people were very nervous. Most people didn't really expect us to stay up. So, a bit of doom and gloom, especially when we heard that Patrick Bamford had COVID. So that was a blow.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when that news came through, felt, and with Greenwood starting in midfield, with all respect to him as well, a lot of people were a little bit concerned about that. So what were the emotions like then as the day went on? There's a brilliant video on your social media account, if people want to have a look at it, Leeds United Bay Area on Twitter, of you guys all celebrating what was the winner by Jack Harrison, which ultimately was the goal that kept Leeds in the Premier League. So what were the emotions like through the day?
Well, it was a roller coaster. You had that start of everyone arriving, feeling nervous, a bit of doom and gloom, and then the game started, and within 10 seconds, we'd given the ball away, and Brentford nearly scored. So there was a bit of depression going on, but then Joffrey had that chance where he scored, and then it was disallowed, and we actually had the Leeds United game on the big screen, and then Burnley on a separate screen next to it.
Wow.
And simultaneously, as Joffrey scored and then was disallowed, you had Burnley conceding, so everyone was watching this, trying to understand the permutations of what was going on. And then, the second half, we had about 10 minutes after Rafinha scored where everyone settled down, could take a breath, and we had a little bit of comfort. But then we saw Burnley score, and everything was on a knife edge. And as you say, then just by chance, the bar owner was taking a video of the last moments of the game, and he captured Jack Harrison scoring and everyone going absolutely crazy. And it's just a fantastic moment. And you can actually see me, if you look closely, you can see me just start hugging the two people who were closest to me and then burst into tears.
What was the rest of the day like then? Did you all stay out? Did you all celebrate together? Did you all disappear off after the full-time whistle? Because you had the full day ahead.
Exactly. So a few of us stayed and celebrated and talked about next season. Obviously, there's so much that we think is going to change between now and then. But there's only actually a few months. It starts in August. It starts early because of the World Cup next year. So we're planning what we're going to do and getting together. It's just excitement, though. That we've so much relief. It feels like a weight has been lifted off our shoulders. It's been such a difficult few months, and now we've got something to look forward to, being back in the Premier League. And to be honest, for us out here in America, they show all the Premier League games, which is fantastic, but you don't get to see much if you're in the Championship. So we wouldn't be able to get together, and it would feel like the group, which has come such a long way in such a short period of time, would probably have to, quieten down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the Premier League does make a big difference to you guys all the way out there, doesn't it? As well, with the amount of coverage and all those kinds of things, and just the amount of interest. And what about the Jesse Marsch link now out there as well? Are you finding a few maybe natives of San Francisco getting a little bit more interested with Jesse Marsch being at the helm?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's interesting that the 49ers came in, and obviously then there's a bunch of people who are interested in the 49ers and are looking to support a team because it's on TV every week here, and they gravitate towards Leeds. And then you've got the Jesse Marsch link that feels, I mean, nobody really knows what to make of it because he's not a household name here. It's not like you're bringing in someone famous. So I think people are trying to figure it out. But I think in future, it's going to it does feel like we've taken some American influence, but ultimately, most of the fans over here are from Leeds. So that, they just want the club to do well and be successful regardless.
Yeah, it's great that you've found that little group, that little niche. Why are you out there? Why are we talking to you in still a fairly West Yorkshire accent? Am I right in thinking?
I think I've lost my Leeds accent, I'm afraid. I moved to San Francisco 7 years ago, so I've been following along. And then when Leeds were promoted, I wanted to watch the games with people. You feel like you can't go to Ellen Road anymore, but you still want to watch the games with a crowd. So I tried to find a few people. I posted on Facebook and Twitter, and LUFC Bay Area on Twitter. Then I started a newsletter and just put together these events. And now we've got, as I say, 50 people turned up yesterday. I think it was about 100 Leeds fans that I found in the San Francisco Bay Area. And it's growing every week. So, yeah, it's been a wild couple of years.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. And how are you all feeling about the prospect of the summer ahead then, with the likes of Rafinha and Calvin Phillips possibly on their way out and a big recruitment drive needed? How are you feeling about that from a fan's perspective?
Well, I think I need to go down to the Levi Stadium for 49ers and petition them to spend some money, to be honest. I mean, we need to invest. We're going to lose some players and we're going to, potentially buy an American, Brendan Aronson, we're being linked with. So that would be another American link. But I don't think we need to buy just Americans. I think we need to strengthen across the board.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be feeling like a lot of work needs to be done this summer, doesn't it? And whether you're just up the hill, up Beeston Hill, or whether you're 6,000 miles away like you guys are out there, it still means that much, doesn't it? You'll still be reading everything every day, looking on Twitter every day for all those stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds United is a global club now, so there's Leeds United fans in every corner of the world. So I think we're all hoping and praying that we can kick on and do better next year.
Chris there from San Francisco. The Leeds fans out there watching it. Great video on social media if you haven't seen it. Do go and seek that one out. BBC Radio Leeds. We are with you until 7 o'clock tonight, West Yorkshire Sport Daily. I'm Johnny Buchan. Adam Pope in the studio with me and Dan Moylan from the Square Ball as well. We'll hear from Graham Smith as well between now and 7 o'clock, talking all things Leeds.